A dwarf strides forth with purpose and hope. Morak wants to lead his kin to Nightstone. Fears assuaged before they elope. Odes are sworn to find a missing friend. I ventured forth alone and naive, unsure of what I hope to achieve. Marked with holes, a simple stalagmite. One did not expect a deadly fight. Here inside, and all is black, felled by one surprise attack. When I did awake from the gloom, I found myself on Gregamel's broom. A situation deadly and dire. Will we all survive in dice and desire?
Right, Quinch, you have Gregamel on your shoulders. Can you roll me a strength check, please? Straight strength.
Just a strength check, yeah?
Just a straight strength, yeah.
13.
You're still struggling with him. You can't get. He's a wiry old man, but you can't get him comfortable. So you're still at half speed.
Okay. So I can only go 15, right?
15 feet, yeah.
5, 10, 15. Obviously, I'm carrying Greg out of the trying to carry Greg out of the cave. And so, do I get a bonus action at all?
Yep.
Can the bonus action be a move?
You get an action and a bonus action. All you're doing is moving.
You can't use it as movement.
Oh, okay.
But you could. I don't think you can dash. Can you dash as a bonus? No.
Yeah, you can dash as a bonus, so you can take another 15 foot if you want to.
Yeah, I'll do that. 5, 10, 15. Yeah, I'm beneath.
Weird that Greg's just. I'm like, did you forget Greg?
Yeah. Okay. Dabble.
Oh, I've got to make a saving throw, haven't I? Is it D20?
Mm-hmm. For me, out of the cave, This is going to be really weird seeing him fly out in like reverse rolls.
17.
Success.
Cool.
Greg, you're still unconscious, so a roll for you, please.
Okay, rolling. I rolled a 2.
A 2, so that's a fail, a success and a fail on your part. Dweezil, newly conscious. You fell unconscious. So, just to picture the scene, you had a look inside a stalagmite.
Did you?
You took quite considerable damage to the eyeball, which I'm not going to blind you for.
Oh, got it.
You fell unconscious.
So
You've now woken up. Slumped across a Gregamel's smog.
Yeah.
With Dabov equally unconscious in front of you. And yeah, so what do you do?
So I essentially I'm going to use my bonus action. I'm going to kind of ask Daboff if he's okay, but weirdly, instead of the words "Are you okay, Daboff?" what actually it comes to Dweezil's lips as almost like a natural reaction is he leans into Daboff and goes to say, "Are you okay, my friend?" But what he actually says was, "As I weave and create to alleviate, let no phrase go unheard. The rhythm of life grows ever great as I afford you my healing word." And Dweezil accidentally casts healing word at the second level as a bonus action on Daboff, which is going to do him 2d4 plus 4 healing. So we'll get him a bit healthier. Oh, that is excellent. That's 11.
11, there we go. So that's Daboff back to
at level 2. And Dweezil's got his head together now. We're going to fly out on Smaug.
Attack of opportunity.
Obviously.
From the yep, we all know. So that is
on is who is this on?
This will be on. This will be.
This is such a romantic tandem ride. I love it. Can I be wearing like a boater hat and like a stripy jacket?
Normally you'd be expecting a white ooze, but instead you got a black one. This is on Dweezil. He rolls a 10. First time he's missed. His little pseudopod pops out at you and misses, and you are allowed to ride away as you wish.
What we've got, 130?
On the
movement, on Smaug.
I can tell you, hold on.
In character for, but its flying speed becomes 30 feet while carrying over 200 pounds. You two won't wait.
Yeah, we are over 200 between us. 5,
Yeah. So
10,
30.
15, 20, 25, 30. There we go. Follow me, Daboff. You're with me, and we're both alive again and
Yay.
feeling well.
Did my plan work? Am I a hero? I look up glassy-eyed.
Right, back in there, Krill. Go get him, mate.
Big old slogfest.
Yeah, Krill, you're up.
I try to. Is everyone alive? Who's not alive?
No, Greg Mill's still unconscious. He's got.
Yeah, I mean, in full. I'm Dr. Doolittle, but I'm also a doctor. I will try.
Dr. Krill. Dr. Krill, MD.
I'll try and stabilize. I'll try and stabilize our Greg.
Okay, roll me a medicine check then, please.
12 total.
Yep, so you managed to stabilise Gregor Mill. He's still unconscious.
Yay,
Quinch
but I'm not going to die.
Quinch is still going to have to carry him, but he's not going to die.
Well, that was fucking awful.
I think it still is awful. I'm not convinced we're out of combat yet.
This is where we find out the blob's movement speed.
I say...
And if he can fit through gaps.
Why don't we go check on them lot heading back to Nightstone? They needed help.
Because we're still in combat.
But you can still run.
Krill
Krill. So what you doing?
I suggest we exit the cave and discuss. So I'm going to use my 30 foot, which is going to get me to here, and then I'm going to dash for another 30.
No, you can't. You already used your action to stabilise.
Didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
No, wait, wouldn't it dash be my bonus action?
No, it's an action. It's only a bonus action for people like rogues who have
okay. That's fine.
cunning
So
action
I'll
or whatever.
just remain here.
Okie dokie. So, Blob, having now found itself in an empty room, thinks, nah, you're okay. Right. So now its walking speed of 100 foot comes into play.
What?
Kidding. 1, 2, 3, 4. It can squeeze. This blob may be a large monstrosity, but it can squeeze through tiny gaps, as you can see from the fact that it went through these small 4-inch holes, and it moves up towards you. But obviously, it cannot reach you from where it has. There's no ranged attack. And it's so that's the end of its turn. So Quinch, can you roll me a strength check, please?
Here we go. That's more like it. 19. You managed to shift your weight a bit better now that you're sort of less, anxious about an attack, and you managed to get what you feel is a particularly comfortable hold on Greg, and you now have your full walking speed whilst you're carrying him. That's 30, right?
30, yeah, and you can dash if you wish to.
So 5, 10, 15, 20.
On your left. That's 20. Diagonal's 5, yeah.
25, 30. So I'm approaching the mouth of the cave, and then it is a dash 15.
No, it's just double. So whatever your walking speed is, doubled, basically.
5, 10, 15, 20. I'll just go to the very mouth of the cave. So Quinch drags Greg to the mouth of the cave. Was the dash my bonus action?
That's your action.
Okay. In that case, I will massage the scalp of Greg. That's my bonus action.
I would just moan.
Okay.
Bestowing on him the knowledge of fingers, allowing him to judge any finger.
Quinch, the bringer of happy endings. Daboff.
Looking at the cave between.
You're going to take him on, aren't you? You're going to go one up.
Oh yeah, I'm going to absolutely wreck his shit. No, looking at the cave, like the tunnel or whatever between me and the blob. How does it look structurally?
Structurally, like the cave itself is sorry, not the cave. The walkway itself is probably about 15 foot high. It's about sort of ranging from anywhere from about 3 to 5 foot wide. Depending on where you are in that walk.
Does it look solid, or is there any like weak points?
No, I mean this is a cave that's been wrought out over years and stuff like that. There's no obvious weak points that you can see.
Cool. I'm just going to cheese it then. Was it 30 foot for the?
You are still on the Smaug, in theory.
So yeah, I'm going to move me, Smaug, and Dweezil. Just as it's 30 foot, isn't it, for the thing with this weight? So
with this weight.
50.
So yeah, it doesn't matter whether you get on or off. Really, you can run for. What's your walking speed? 25 actually. Yeah, so it's better for you to stay on.
So going diagonally, I'm going to move myself and Dweezil sort of just in front of Krill. So we've got a good range. This
is our version of Quinch and Krill's Chuckle Brothers with the flagpole. where Chuckle Brothers in with Smaug.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this. One of you controls the thing, and then the next one controls it.
They're like a pantomime horse. One's the head, one's the tail.
Can I use my action to dash on the broom, or is it literally just 30? Because I might get as closer to the entrance.
Like the Flintstones, you got your little legs going while you're sat on the broom.
I'm going to be a bit. Yeah, I'm going to be a negative Nelly and say no because there's two of you on there, and otherwise Stuart can just dash on his next one and he's placing it.
We'll be back in Nightstone like 3 days before everyone else. just swapping.
You race past them.
So I've still got an action though, presumably. There's nothing I particularly want to do, to be honest. No, I'm good. There's nothing.
There's nothing you want to do.
Grease apparently doesn't work, so I imagine ball bearings won't either.
Probably not. Dweezil. I will allow you to move Smaug if you really wish to, but you can't dash.
No, I'm going to...
You individually using Smaug, I will allow to be a dash, theory.
No, I'm going to jump off the broom. And I'm going to take some of my action. I'm going to move 10 feet. And as I get close to Greg, I'm going to do what appears to be a callous act, where it appears that what I'm doing is playfully punching the dead man. But as I playfully punch him, I say to him, when words will not suffice, with grievous wounds transpiring, my touch will palliate the pain, healthful, fit and thriving, as I cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level on Grugamel.
What does that give him?
It gives him 2d8 plus 4.
Yeah, that's a good old deal.
Make sure you roll 2d8 and not 2d10, 2d12 as I was doing.
Do you want me to roll 2d8 or do you want me to roll 1d8 times 2?
2d8, please.
Okay. It's only doing 11 actually because I rolled a 5 and a 2, so it's doing 11 here.
I mean, I will take that 11.
Yeah, of course you will.
Double full health, isn't it?
I said those things, but what I actually said was take that, and then I use I like literally punch it, the healing punch of Dweezil, and then I hightail it out, and I'm now like in the entrance to the cave, round the corner, with the reality of what I've just done dawning upon me.
Okay,
Dweezil TPK Vanzafir, as I will be known from this point onwards.
Oh, so much fun. Krill.
Hold on, as kind of Greg gets brought round, can I kind of look up and go, Smaug, you absolute slag.
You'll let anyone ride
Davov just reaches behind him and just spanks the back of the broom.
So hang on, right. So Krill, you are, on your own. You're not carrying anyone, not doing anything.
Yeah, I'm just probably gonna get out of the cave. I'm assuming my main movement will get me out of the cave.
And that's enough with your.
I just give Dweez a big hug. I was worried about him.
Oh,
and a little slap on the ass.
Nice.
So it's the blob's turn. So
show him you know you care.
Yeah.
It's going to take its dash action, which you could have done before. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So just as Davov just peers over his shoulder and sees the blob emerging from the entrance to that hallway. It's not a hallway. What would you call that?
Tunnel.
Cave.
Yeah,
Cave?
tunnel.
Yeah.
Tunnel. That's the
Reception
word.
room.
Tunnel. Brilliant. Brilliant. Sturdy windows. Quinch.
Quinch will continue to grab Gregomel.
Yeah, so you got full.
I mean, I'm awake
Wait,
now.
hang on, you're conscious now. Yeah, no, I haven't noticed.
Anyway.
Yeah,
Insist.
16.
What's that for?
He's picking him
So
up.
I'm doing a strength. I'm still carrying him. I haven't noticed.
Are you grappling him?
Yeah.
Greg, Mel, can I have a strength check against that, please?
Would it annoy you if I said I
Non-consensual
just rolled a 19?
Oh, brilliant. So as Quinch goes to Gregomel's conscious now, and no, are you conscious or are you just stable?
No, I'm conscious.
Oh, he's conscious. Yeah, right. So yeah, as you're conscious now, you try to get down. Quinch reaches for you to lock you in, but unfortunately, your wiry strength and you're just.
I just slap him in the face.
Yeah, exactly. You drop down from the big old dragonborn and you fall to the floor, and it's probably the first time you've touched the floor in quite some time. Quinch. So that was your action. So what are you going to do now?
Oh, I get to move though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're awake.
I am, you damn brute. Now put me down.
Sorry, old chap. There we go. Right, Quinch exits the cave.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So dab off.
Yeah, so I'm going to remain on the broom and fly 5, 10, 15.
I will allow you to dash now that you're off the broom. Sorry, it's just you on the broom.
Yep, I'm going to stop here and just pass the broom back to Greg because it's his broom. And then I don't know how this works because I maybe used half the movement of the thing, so...
So you could have used, 50?
30, I think it was, and I used...
No, you could have used 30 when it was the two of you.
Yeah.
Now you could... So you could use 50, but you've probably used your walking speed to get to that point.
Yeah, I'll just say I'll use
Maybe.
dash to use my normal walking speed. Will carry me out of the cave.
And you get out of the cave. Excellent. Okay. Dweezil, out of the cave, I assume.
Yeah, I'm following Dabov out of the cave.
Okie dokie. Krill, out of the cave. Thank you, Krill. So the blob is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
So the blob is following you, by the way.
I'm hoping it doesn't like sunlight or some shit.
We shall see, won't we? Quinch.
Irregardless, we're faster. I'm out of the cave now, so do I see a map?
Oh, actually, I think I've missed Gregomel's turn. Gregomel, you're out, right?
No, I'm going to do something before I leave the cave.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh.
Sorry.
I'm going to cast
I'm
sleep
glad
on
I'm
the
not
blob.
in the cave. Oh.
Good luck.
I bet it's impervious. It's going to be impervious to sleep. It's going to be.
I'm going to do it as a second level spell, so I get 7d8 to do this. So if someone can calculate these as I roll them, that would be fantastic.
Okie dokie.
6 is the first one.
8.
Second one is a 3.
8.
Next one is a 3.
8.
Next one is a 4.
8.
Next one is a 6.
8.
Next one is a 5.
8. Wow. Lucky.
Next one is a 1.
8.
I think that's all of them, isn't it? Is that 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
64, I make. No, sorry, not 64.
64? Okay.
58 or something.
No, 28 is what it actually came to.
What happens when you... What do you do when you cast a spell? What do you say anything? Do you sort of... Do you say anything with your hands? Describe to me your sleep spell.
Gregomel just stands there and makes a, like... You know how you kind of do... I don't know how to explain it. You put your hands out and you do the woo heebie-jeebie fingers.
EBG.
Horizontal jazz hands.
Off of that comes like almost like sand, like I'm calling the Sandman onto the creature, and it kind of just sprinkles on the creature.
Cool. Nothing
I
happens.
hope that the phrase.
So Greg does that, and then he goes, "Well, it was worth a shot," and then he just turns and legs out of the cave.
FYI, for two reasons, nothing happened.
I hope that the phrase "heebie-jeebie fingers" not only returns, but also makes it into a song at some stage.
The heebie-jeebie fingers.
Dweezil, you're all out. So you're all out of the cave. It's gonna follow you, but realistically, you're gonna outrun it at this point. You've all got a better walking speed, and at some point, it essentially you make it out of the cave, and for a short distance, it can still see you. It can still sense you where you are, but you outrun it soon enough that it can no longer see you, and it sort of gets a sense that it's. I mean, this is not a creature with any real sort of thought process. It's just a hungry creature that just knows to attack. It's unaligned. All it knows is it's just a destructive force. But equally, it gets to the point where it just realizes, well, there's nothing around for me to destroy, and it sort of just slopes back to its usual slumbering position in the
That's right. I'm sure it'll be able to feast on what's his name that we were supposed to rescue from that cave. It won't go hungry.
What is it?
Begin with a D,
Huh?
but I can't remember his name.
Can you all? So at this point, you are all. Before we come to that question, what are you going to do?
Can we
from
rest?
This point?
Can we set up a camp and rest?
Yeah, I feel that's the best idea to do
I
here.
think we need to. Get
So
ourselves
point
together
point being is you left Nightstone in the middle in the morning. It took you a few hours, but you managed to get to the cave sort of around mid afternoon, sort of midday ish, a little bit after that. You entered the cave. You've been in there for a couple of hours, let's say, with all the combat and whatnot. And by the time you've escaped, we're sort of talking early afternoon, early to mid afternoon, really. So it's a few hours ride. You can head to Nightstone, or you can set up camp here for a short rest. It's up to you what you want to do.
I would say set up camp and then maybe go back in when we're all fully charged.
Yeah.
And perhaps go down one of the other possible walkways, not that one.
Sleep, re-enter the
Not looking at any
cave,
holes.
keep our wits about us, and clear it out slowly, avoiding where we were.
Yeah.
Do we know what that thing was? Have any of us got any concept of what it was?
Can you all roll me a nature check?
Nature is
Sort of funny how bad my rolls always
15.
are.
10.
6.
Greg?
12 plus 2, so 14.
And what was yours, MJ?
6. Quinch is a laughing stock by this point. I need to get some new dice or something.
Who rolled the 15s? Was it Krill and
Krill and
Dweezil? You don't know the name of it, but you have heard talk of this black ooze. This is the first time you've come across it, but you like I say, you've never come. You've never come across it, and you don't know the specific name that's given to it. It's akin to a gelatinous cube, which you are very familiar with, and you just know that it now. Especially having dealt with it with this battle, you know that it's a very formidable foe, and that it ultimately is very corrosive, very dangerous, and should not be meddled with if you can avoid doing so. Without being, having the requisite tools to attack it, but you don't know the name of it specifically.
Right. Should we set up a camp and have a short rest?
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do with your rest? So
I need to
presumably
heal. Oh, is it a short rest or a long rest?
A short rest.
You're having a short rest because it's only like the middle of the afternoon. Realistically, it's up to you where you go from here. Whether you go back to the Nightstone or whether you.
It's worth mentioning that during our short rest, Dweezil's gonna get his drum out, bash out a few songs. Anyone that regains any hit points using hit dice gets an extra 1d6
Per dice or
No, just in general, an extra 1d6.
Do you roll that or do I roll that?
I don't
Do I
know.
roll for luck? Give us.
I think it's probably whoever's rolling.
Go on,
surely.
Stuart. Give us a d6.
Well, let's do it like. Should we do it like Bardic Inspiration? Should we make a house rule then that when we use the song of rest, it's Dweezil that sets the d6 for everyone?
That's fair. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
So this time it's an extra 5 for everyone.
Perfect. Luke, have you figured out your amulet with this rest?
Oh yeah.
So I was just going to come to that. So you're on your short rest. You've been tinkering around. You've been looking at it. You know, maybe this is not the most opportune time, realistically, for you to be looking at it. You know, you in particular, as well as your comrades, have all been in a very, very dangerous battle. This is, metagaming somewhat here. That's probably the most dangerous that we as a group have seen any of you survive. You know what I mean? Like in the 2 games we've played, we've never seen quite that level of damage outlaid.
Yes, the most horrendous moment for me was when I fell over a stalagmite and took 1 damage. That was the total damage I took in that encounter. But I don't know why I'm saying what it would be.
However, still, it's been at the back of your mind, Dabov, this amulet, and you take this opportunity of rest to have a last tinker around with it. You're looking at this copper amulet, and you already know that it's a mechanical thing, but your final little workings around with it. You listen to it, you hear the whirring noises, and you realise that this is a clockwork amulet, which is which would be obvious from the fact that you've heard the mechanicals inside of it. But you finally unlock how to use this thing and realise that going forward, when you make an attack roll while wearing the amulet, you can forego rolling the d20 to get a 10 on the dice altogether. But however, this can only be used once per day.
So
instead of rolling.
Yeah.
So instead of rolling, you can automatically, once per day, say, I'm going to use the amulet and take a 10 roll. So then whatever plus whatever your thing is.
Oh, okay. So,
but it's worth noting this does not require attunement. So you do not have to use this yourself if you do not wish to. You could pass this on if you wished to.
Okay. Well, my to hits +5, so does that mean it's an automatic 15? My to hit is a +5. So
yeah, so it's an attack roll.
Yeah. So yeah, mine would be plus.
So you can't use it on saving throws or anything like that. It is purely an attack roll.
I think what he's asking is it before his modifier?
Yeah. So my to hit is +5 for my weapons.
Yeah. So this foregoes your roll. So whatever your roll would have been. So
yeah.
if you rolled it and got a 2, it'd be 2 + 5, 7. But this
10
says
+ 5.
no. Once per day. You can use it, and it's a 10 on automatic 10,
okay.
And it's plus 5. So you've got an automatic 15. Essentially, what we're saying.
Cool. No, that sounds good. I like that. Does it have a name?
Yeah, it's just called a clockwork amulet.
Cool. Awesome.
That's what it's called. Equally, we're gonna switch over to Quinch, who has remembered that his knuckle duster. Coursed with a little bit of power back there when he first used his storm ability, his storm cloud, and you don't know at this point yet what you can do with this, but in an uncharacteristic moment of intelligence, wisdom, the foresight to actually look at something and think about it. You realise that this knuckle duster, like I said earlier, is magical and has magical qualities, and that perhaps that when you use it with certain gemstones, that perhaps the two combined could give you some sort of additional boost in some way. But that's all you know at this point. You just know that you need to load it up with gemstones and see what happens. And equally, while doing that, you realise that actually that brown gemstone that you had earlier, despite Dabov looking at one of the other brown gemstones, actually wasn't brown. It was, in fact... the brown was actually dirt on that one in particular.
Oh, wow.
Which shook off in your rage and is actually green. It was a very dark green.
Wow.
So there you go. So that's a bit of housekeeping out of the way. You've all spent your hit dice.
Yep. I'm back up to. I'm feeling almost perfect.
So with Dweezil's help, I am perfect.
Is there anything else you want to do on your short rest? Anything you want to talk about, or anything you want to do? Anything you want to think about going forward? Planning?
Well, fellas, from this day forth, we shall call this quest of ours that I hope you will join me in. We shall call this quest Quinch's Quest for Gems. Now, who's with me? I said, who's with me?
Heard you the first time.
Okay, well, I'll be looking for gems, and you guys might be there.
If this big black blob is like
I'm blue. What? Don't be so fucking offensive, Dweezil.
Like a gelatinous cube.
Oh,
do we think we can damage it, or do we think we just need to stay away from it?
I would stay away from it. I would stay away from it.
Yes, I don't want to go anywhere near that fucking thing. We're going left or in the cave.
I cannot use any of my second level spells anymore, so I'm reduced.
Neither can I.
Oh, but if we are not fully healed, perhaps we should return to Nightstone and gather some information before returning.
Why aren't you fully healed, Quinch?
I am fully healed.
Right.
You recall, I only took 1 damage from falling over.
Right.
Is that all you took? Is that seriously all you took from
Yes.
2 ogres?
I have not a scratch on me, apart from my own stupidity and clumsiness.
Got a grazed knee.
Sorry, just for the record, the gnome rogue somehow was more heroic than our dragonborn barbarian who just fumbled around in the darkness.
I really loved the point where I was taking point against something that had already killed 2 people, or knocked unconscious 2 people. You know, I'm literally the size of a child.
Yeah, but you got little man syndrome. That's the problem.
I've got saving fucking people's lives syndrome.
Krill suggests the exact opposite. He says, we're all fit and healthy. Let's head back and have a look around.
I'm happy to. I'm brave enough, and I certainly do not mistake my suggestion as anything other than the mad talkings of a Bloomin.
I think Daboff should once again take point. Just go and have a look at the entrance to the cave and see if there's any sign of the blob, or see if the blob has returned back. A little stealthy.
Yeah,
it's worth noting. So because the blob was following you, so realistically, it was following you for a little while. You know, you haven't set up camp just outside the cave or anything like that. So you would, so you'd all have to schlep all the way back to the cave to do this, if that's what you are wanting to do.
Back to the cave.
Yeah, I'm happy to. I'm happy to take point and sneak.
Let's head back to the rock.
Thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed this episode, hit the subscribe button on your favourite podcast app to ensure you don't miss any future instalments of Dice and Desire. And in the meantime, if you want to interact with us, come and find us on Twitter and Instagram @Dice and Desire.